She was so special in herself. She cared. She was always around checking. You used to, before Dr. S ever turned up anywhere on the farm, she used to have a little miniature poodle called Tinkerbell. And Tinkerbell would always be running far ahead, and we'd go, Dr. S is coming. Um, so we always knew she was going to arrive before she came. Any new donkey that we had in that had been rescued, she'd be the first person there to welcome it, see it. Didn't matter what time, day or night, she would be there. There was one little donkey called William, I remember we had, and he'd been with his owner for absolute years. Wasn't settling in very well. I was working in new arrivals at the time as a groom. And she said, Max, what we going to do? I said, oh, I don't know. She said, well, give the owner a call and see, see what we can find out. And he was in a care home. So, of course, we had to ring next of kin. And this dear little donkey needed some strawberries because he was used to having strawberries. So she got in the car and off she went and got some strawberries and brought them back for William to eat. So it was just little touches like that. She was so special.
And mine relates to the game of cricket. Several years ago, we were contacted to take part in the local pub cricket league and form our own team as the Donkey Sanctuary. So a few of the staff, we got together and decided that this would be a good project to start. And Dr. S got to hear of this Donkey Sanctuary cricket team, and she, realising that I was going to be captain it, approached me and asked her, how's it going and have you got a team? And then got onto the question, have you got any, cricket pads, cricket bats, etc., to be able to play? And I was saying, well, no, I am actually struggling for kit, but, as each individual will have to sort out. And that's where she stopped me, said, I will personally pay for all the cricket equipment that you need. Which I was quite astounded at, because it can cost several £100s to create a full cricket set for a team. The most amazing thing about that was as well that when I mentioned about getting it, she insisted that I did not buy a cheap cricket bat, that I actually purchased a couple of really good quality ones as well. So we ended up with a full cricket kit, including brand new jumpers with a blue background representing the Donkey Sanctuary colours.
I would think that she knew everyone and sort of knew them personally, not just as a face, and she'd do anything for you and everyone would do everything for her.
Dr. S was always a shining light to me, especially when I was unwell. It's back in 2004, something like that. I was unwell, I'd been in hospital, came out, and it was just amazing and so touching that it was around Christmas, and Dr. S came to see me. I was living on the farm in the house, and she actually came specifically to see me and see if I was okay, which was something I've never forgotten. And what was unique about Dr. S, that she'd always have time for everyone. So that was for me a real fond memory that will last forever. One of the main lessons I think I carry every day is the reason, why are we here? Why are we all here? That's the lesson. Was I think the ethos of the Donkey Sanctuary and why we're here. We care because we care for the donkeys and the mules, always putting them first, second, and third, and it just lives with me every day. Every day we've got a task to do, and I'm thinking, how would Dr. S, wonder what she would say, or how would she do this? And it's like, have the right mindset and the thinking, and that stays with me every day.
Well, donkeys first, second, and third. That was always her motto. That was something that she always drove into us, and she would always, if you were trying to make a decision about a donkey or you wanted to do anything, she'd say, Maxine, or anybody, she'd say, you know what, you do what's best for that donkey. I will never worry if you're doing whatever it is in the donkey's best interest. It could be moving a field, it could be, I don't know, feeding it something that it needed, like the strawberries or whatever. But she never questioned. She knew that our passion for the animals was at the forefront, and we'd do absolutely anything for the donkeys, and that's what she used to say. So as long as we put them first in whatever decision we made, she was always happy with that. So yeah, I think that's what I carry, and I carry that to this day. Donkeys are the forefront. Donkeys are what my passion is so much about. And I always, well, I sometimes I think I hear her. I know that might sound a bit strange, but what would she say? What would she do in this situation? Would she call it a day? Would she look at the quality of life and think, well, we've done as much as we can do? You always have her voice. I think she was always, she left that with her when she left us, and always sort of gave us the, I don't know, the sort of strength to do what we felt was best. And I think being able to pass that message on to others so that her legacy will remain with us is something that I think I know myself and the other farm managers will continue to do. So yeah, donkeys first, second and third, that is a definite in my book.
Well, that's quite an easy one for me to ask. And she was very compassionate and showed compassion to all. And that for me is one that I'd like to think that I carry with me. Treat everyone as equal.
I think one of the main things is just the fact how Dr. S lit up the room. She brought a marquee to life, or whether you're in the donkey barns, it was just amazing. One thing I remember when we started the candlelight and different events and having people there to help, it was just amazing. People didn't need to be asked to help. People just followed Dr. S and helped. Like I say, even without being asked, people were there. They just came. We just got on with it. We were just, that's what we did. It was like one big team.
Well, after a lifelong dedication to the donkey sanctuary, she did actually make me what I would call a donkey sanctuary lifer.
Well, I think I'm very fortunate that I was a very young child, and I used to go and feed Naughty Face and Angelina at the Solston Hotel, which was her first 2 donkeys. So at that time, I was only young. Used to take the carrots up to the hotel and see these 2 beautiful donkeys in the field. And I think the inspiration of her having 2 pet donkeys because she loved them and turning her love for donkeys into the passion that she created to be able to help and treat donkeys worldwide. I mean, who would have thought it? Joining the Donkey Breed Society, which is only really small, then getting the legacy of 205 donkeys from Mrs. Felpin, then thinking, well, actually my little couple of acres at the Solston is just not big enough. And then she moved the donkeys to Faraway Countryside Park, and from there then they had to run them to here when they bought this land. So she wasn't looking to run a farm with hundreds of donkeys, and look what she achieved. She achieved the farms that we've got now, Ireland, Europe, internationally, and her work continues. In that way, she was just remarkable, and an inspiration, I think, to all women, because women like her, they weren't around back then. I know it's not a question, but one thing, it still makes me laugh to this day, because Dr. S used to be jetting across the world all the time and always going off to rescue animals in other countries, through Kenya, Egypt, and always passionate about that side of our work. And I was working in the administration department at the time, so had to arrange for her cars to drive, go up there, pick her up or whatever. So Her son led that department, Paul, at the time, and he said, "Oh, can you sort mum out a car?" I said, yeah, no worries, that's absolutely fine. So got the car, got the driver. Next thing, a bit later in the day, she rang up and she went, "Paul, where's my car? Maxine, where's her car?" I said, "Oh, well, it's at Gatwick." He said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, Gatwick. You know, it'll be there like 11 o'clock. Max, she's coming in at Heathrow." I was like, "Oh my God, disaster. Oh my God, what am I going to do?" So anyway, rang the driver. He rang, his mum and said, "Maxine's made a bit of a boob, but the driver will be there shortly." And the next morning, I took a little card and flowers in. I said, "I'm really sorry." And she laughed. She sort of wound me up a bit and went, "Maxine, it's not good enough." But it was a huge joke, and I don't think she ever forgot it. And she never forgot that I left her with a driver and she had to wait in the airport. So that's just another little story too that I never forget.
Dr. S was just totally amazing. She was an amazing lady to whom I will always be privileged to have known and been lucky enough to work with, and I will treasure the memories forever.
Inspirational.
She's an inspirational lady.
Inspirational.